Okay, welcome back, and I'm going to show you a bit about how to balance props, and I'm using the Top Flight Precision Magnetic Balancer, and this is what it looks like set up. And one important thing about the setup is, I'll have to get real close here, is that on that end there, on this end, the little point is actually not touching the magnet. Okay, it's probably a playing card thickness off. This one is touching, that one is not. And so when you set this up, you can use a little playing card or some paper or something to keep that away. Then you tighten down this nut. Actually, there's a nut on both ends, but you tighten down one nut to make sure that that magnet never touches one end, and that gives you only 1 point of friction. Okay, so to balance a prop, I'm going to give you a prop that doesn't balance very well, and the reason is it is a 10-6 APC prop, and the reason it doesn't balance very well is because they stuck a sticker on the back, and so it doesn't balance very well. And we'll see what happens here. So I'm going to put the prop on the between the two cones, and make sure your cones are good and tight and about centered. And so you just put it on there and watch and see what happens. And back he goes again. And you can use your finger to get this oscillation from to dampen down a little. Okay, but what you're going to find is it stops at the bottom, and guess what's at the bottom is that tag. So I'm going to stop the camera for a minute, take the tag off. I'll actually mark that end with a Sharpie. Let me do that now. So I'm going to mark this end with the Sharpie to let you know which end is was not balanced, and we'll see how much balance difference it is just by taking the tag off. And this is one of the reasons why I don't buy props anymore with tags on them. This one's been sitting in my box a while because it's hard to get that off. I'm going to actually use some Goo Gone to take it off. Okay, the goo is gone because I use Goo Gone. So we'll see how well this proper balance now without the tag on it. Okay. And by the way, we're looking at here's the tip that I marked that has a little Sharpie mark on it. And so instead of it being on the bottom, it's on the top. So so this prop still isn't balanced very well, and there's lots of ways to balance it. I'll show you that in a minute, but I want to show you a couple other props that are balanced. So this one's not balanced completely. The tag was actually helping to balance it, I guess. Let me show you a reasonably balanced prop. This wooden one seems to be reasonably balanced. And to me, a reasonably balanced prop. I'll be back in just a minute. Okay, hey, I forgot one more thing. There is another technique that you can use on balancing props, and that is once you've balanced a prop in this orientation, turn it like this, okay, and see how well the prop balances in this direction, okay? And if there's any difference in that direction, it's usually a problem with the hub, and you can balance the hub separately from the wingtips. but most of these are going to be well manufactured. If you buy a real good brand of props, they're going to be well manufactured, and that's not going to be a problem. But I will test the prop balance in the 90-degree direction just to see if it looks good. Obviously this one looks good. Let me add one more trick that I use, and that is the this shaft itself. This shaft can be slightly out of balance. So what I'm going to show you is if I turn this shaft, the same side always comes up. So what I do is I take a Sharpie marker and mark where that is. So that's the side that always comes up. And so I've marked both sides of that with a Sharpie marker. And so what you do then is take this off and turn one side 180 degrees. So I'm going to turn this side here 180 degrees. Okay, and that will actually balance this shaft a whole lot better. Now if you spin it, not the same side comes up every time. Plus the coefficient of friction down here is a lot stronger with a much lighter momentum on it. And so that's how I balance this shaft, is by seeing how well they match up and making sure that if one side is stronger than the other, just turning one of these 180 degrees will balance the shaft. Okay, now I'd like to show you this is the wooden prop, the 10-6 wooden prop, and it does have a slight balance problem. First off, you can see how quickly it swings. So if we start it in the middle, it swings quickly and goes straight to the bottom. So one side is certainly heavier than the other. And so if I inspect the prop, this is the heavy side because that's on the bottom. If I inspect the prop here, the end of this prop may be hard to see, but the end of that prop has been sanded a little, and that's how you normally would balance this prop. So in order to balance this one, I'm probably going to sand that. I won't do it right now, but the wooden props you can sand. The plastic props can be sanded, but let me show you. Here's a 10-6 plastic prop, and let me show you how this one balances. So that one actually balances pretty well. Anything that's that close, I'm going to call it balance, and I'm not going to do anything to it. And while I'm on the subject of props, I want to make sure you understand what the difference in some props are. You'll see a prop that is labeled, let me show you, not for gas engines. And so it's called a thin electric, not for gas engines. And what I'll show you is this is a 12-6 prop, and you can see how much thinner it is here, and the shape of that versus, say, this one. You can tell the difference in the size and thickness of the hub and the thickness of the prop here. These are stronger props. They need to be for the gas and glow engines. So you should never use an electric prop on a glow airplane. Always use one of these. But they balance the same way. And so I'll even show you one other prop. It's a prop that I just took off one of my engines to see if it's still okay, and it is a 11-6 prop like the one I'm probably going to use, but it's been on one of my airplanes for more than a year, couple of years I guess, and it's got lots of grass stains on it. Okay, so it's pretty beat up, lots of grass stains, But typically, even with a prop that beat up, it's going to be pretty well balanced. So let me see if it's balanced enough. That's reasonably well balanced, even though it's all dirty looking, so it's still usable. I'll decide later whether I put a new prop on or just live with the prop that's on there. Since it's been working well, I probably will just continue to use it. So that's enough for props today, and I hope you enjoy the next video.